Hi, I'm Gabriel Smiley.
And I'm Elaine Smiley.
And we're the Smileys
in Zambia.
This is our very first YouTube video, all about our channel is supposed to be all about our family and why we've moved from America to Zambia. And we were going to break down a lot of different details and things to expect, and
more or less kind of like this episode will talk about why.
Yes, today's episode is why did we even make this move in the first place. So we're going to show you and tell you all the reasons we decided to make this big move.
Definitely. I think the first was we really wanted an international experience for our children. We have a son and a daughter, and we wanted them to experience more than just America. We wanted them to understand that there's a bigger world to see.
Right, and we wanted all the growth that comes of making an adjustment. We wanted them to learn that there are different cultures and no one is better than the other, and that there, as Elaine said, there's places outside of America that there's not just this one American way. So that was a big motivating factor, and that was kind of the first thing we thought about when we started thinking about moving many years ago.
Yeah, definitely, and we just had no idea exactly when. And we have done a lot of things with our children, especially since we live in the Hudson Valley in America, and we would go hiking, we'd go sailing, we would go hiking. I said hiking already, but we would do all of those wonderful things, and we would go to, we go Maple Fest, and we will do all of these things so our children can actually see.
We try to be really active and check out different things in all around, but we decided that they deserved an experience outside of the U.S. and we all wanted this adventure.
We were craving it.
We were craving something new. COVID really
COVID put a downer on everybody's soul, I would say. We really, once we saw the deaths, COVID hit New York first and the hardest. And we were lucky enough to kind of be a little bit out on the outskirts of the city. But we realized that started the push for something more.
So it was in the back of our mind for a long time, and we wanted the kids to have the experience. We really wanted an adventure. We were kind of living a really awesome life, but it was a little bit of routine, and COVID definitely made it more of a routine while we were in the house all the time.
And because I was working with an organ procurement organization, I knew that it was going to be very difficult for me to find a fit position, but because Gabriel is a college counselor and a career counselor, it could have been, it allows much more doors internationally.
And I had already been looking for jobs. I actually had a really great lead on a job in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and I was really close to getting that job, so we started picturing our life.
I was like, I'm going to be on the beach. We were looking at those shows where Americans pick up and move to the Caribbean. We were like really
we had already started thinking about which area to move to, and how we're going to afford it and this and that. So we had already started this thought process, and then I ultimately did not get the job. But at that point we're like, well, we have to go. So
because we're ready now.
We started applying, and I started applying this and that, and I ultimately got a position in Zambia. I had an opportunity, and it wasn't like we targeted this region. It wasn't
not at all. We had to do research. I mean, realistically, we didn't even know anything about Zambia. It's not really taught.
Right. It's not one of the African countries that you hear about at all. It's not turbulent at all. It's not in the news. So we had to kind of start and think, is this a great place for our family? And we'll get into the details of why we said yes another
and
time.
How we said yes.
But we ultimately decided it was a great place. So we wanted an adventure. We wanted our kids to have a international experience, to get the chance to learn from a different culture.
And once January 6th happened, and we kind of saw the turmoil that America was entering, politically, there was a lot of Black Lives Matter protests. Our town started to kind of really show that there are very progressive people, but then there are also a lot of people that were not for the future. So we really wanted to kind of say, this is time. This is the time for us to make that jump.
Right. So that was kind of like the icing on the cake. We had thought about it a lot. I had been applying. We've been considering it. We wanted to make sure we found the right opportunity. But when that happened, we said, wait a minute, this is crazy. nobody knows what could happen
Yeah.
here, and maybe this is not the best time to be raising kids
I
in
was
the US.
prepping. I was like, come on, we got to figure out what to do. Like I was getting, what are the go bags? I was looking at how we can stock up. I was so scared that I realized that it was only an American irrational thought.
Yeah, so, and we didn't want, it's not a way to raise kids. So we wanted to kind of get out of that world and get out of that tension, that boiling pot that was kind of just
Yeah.
gathering pressure. And that was what really pushed us to say, let's just do it now. So,
We did it.
Those are the three things that happened. We wanted our kids to have the international experience. We really wanted to break out of our routine and do
Definitely.
something a little different. And then January 6th said, okay, maybe this is the time to do it right now. And
Yeah.
that's really why we decided to move.